Yeah, now we'll try to understand what Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji says about depression. So, in some articles in the medical literature have actually suggested that Guru Granth Sahib Ji describes the state of depression. Like Dr. Mansi said, not desiring food or water, being in a continual state of sadness, not being able to experience happiness or sadness. But the fundamental premise of Gurbani is as long as we are separate from our source, as long as we are separate from God, we are destined to be in a state of what Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji calls dukh. Dukh can be understood as pain and suffering, or misery or sadness. So, one unique perspective of Gurbani is that pain and suffering or dukh are not separate from pleasure and happiness or sukh. And this runs contrary to our nature because as human beings, we always want happiness, but we don't want sadness. But Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji tells us that as long as we desire to be happy, as long as we've chosen one over the other, we've actually chosen both of them. Jida banda sukhi hona chanda hai, oh dukhi bhi hoega. So what Guru Granth Sahib Ji says is rise above dukh and sukh and achieve a state of sahaj or natural peace and anand or blissfulness. So Guruji says, Jo sukh ko chahe sada. That person who really wants peace and happiness forever, not just the temporary happiness of the world, Sharan Ram ki le. Take the sanctuary of God. Now, how can we do this? This is by practicing the teachings of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which include living a virtuous life and reciting God's name. That's how we can take the sanctuary of God and rise above pleasure, pain, happiness, and sadness. So Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji goes beyond psychiatry in the sense that whereas psychiatry is concerned with clinical depression, like Dr. Mansi said, when it affects our ability to function in relationships or at work, Guru Granth Sahib Ji addresses the misery that a lot of people feel who may not even be clinically depressed, but just the natural misery of daily life. So if we examine the teachings of Gurbani, we can find the solution to a lot of our mental health problems.